Retirement planning, when should I retire? These are the questions that I constantly search for. But there's one big one that gets overlooked. And whilst it's all great to have your plans in place for those two things, the other big one is, what are you actually going to do when you retire? So many people plan to retire, but they don't actually plan what they're going to be retiring to. Well, if that's you, well, don't worry, because that used to be me as well. So in this video, I'm going to challenge the whole what am I going to do thing and assist you with this critical part of the retirement planning process. I'm also going to share with you my personal journey and routine, so stick around. And if you're new to the channel, guys, welcome aboard. My name's Paul, and this is the channel where we share real life experience about travel, retirement, and having a purpose in life. Planning for retirement is way more than the financial component. Having purpose in retirement is just as important. And you don't need to wait for retirement to start living with purpose. In fact, the best retirement prep you can do is start building for your purpose right now. Before I explain my own personal journey, I'm going to break the video down into 4 critical parts. But the first one being the planning gap. If you're in your late 40s or 50s, you've probably got a fair bit of your retiring already done. There's your retirement fund, there's possibly some other investments, and you might already have a bit of a timeline worked out when it is that you're going to stop working. But not everybody has a plan for their time, what they're going to do every day, and most importantly, who they're going to be. I can validate this because I've spoken to several retirees who've said to me that at times they've felt lost and just sort of started wasting their precious retirement time, especially in the initial phases of their retirement. And it wasn't necessarily because they lacked money, it was just that they hadn't really thought and put much plans into how they'd spend their time. And guess what? Yep, that used to be me, because I was always hell-bent on just planning the financial side of things, maybe a little bit of an idea when I was going to finish work, rather than what I was going to do in retirement. And I was a little bit lost there myself, because for me, I can't be on holidays every day, and guess what? I'm also crap at golf. Retirement for some can feel like a never-ending weekend, and whilst that actually sounds pretty good on the surface, the reality is it's actually not that good. Part 2, purpose isn't grand. Because the thing here, purpose doesn't need to be big. It can be lots of little meaningful things done regularly. You don't need to change the world, you just need to have something that's going to get you out of bed every day. I listen to and read things that keep me informed. Plus I also have quiet, reflective moments each day, just appreciating my situation. I plan my day so it's intentional, and I typically know what I'm going to do the next day before I go to bed. I make time for creativity, and that being YouTube. This is now my thing. But I also make time for friends, and I most definitely make time for learning every day. Super important for me. These small things give me purpose, and I've built them into my day. And one of the best things about being retired is that you now have the time to do this, so you can actually make sure it happens. Part 3, structure makes purpose stick. And structure really doesn't need to be complicated. It's simply made up of the 3 basic components: what you do daily, what you do weekly, and what you do monthly. And my calendar is my go-to place. I put everything in my calendar. I put in personal appointments, fixed weekly things I do, sporting fixtures, catching up with friends, what have you. That then enables me to plan my YouTube activities around that and anything else that comes up. More broadly, I look at things month to month, and then I can fit my more fun things around like travel in there also. So hopefully you get the idea that this doesn't need to be anything overly formal or strict. And it's really gratifying when you're with your friends and they say to you, what's on for the week? And you say, oh, Tuesday I'm doing this, Wednesday I've got a YouTube day, Thursday I'm catching up with so-and-so. For me, it's validation that I'm definitely in the right place in life. And you know what? It's something I always say, I'm way too busy to go back to work. Part 4, try before you buy. Not sure if you want to fully retire? Well, you don't have to be. Because as I've said in other videos, which I'll leave links to, semi-retirement is a great way to ease your way into it. Work part-time, consult, volunteer, or do as I did and take a sabbatical. It gives you the time to basically work things out, because it is a big step. It's a bit like doing a dress rehearsal before you take the full leap. This way you're testing what a purposeful life can look like before you dive right in. Part 5, my journey and your opportunity. Look, if you've already got plenty of hobbies and leisure activities that you can step straight into retirement, well then hats off to you, because you're already a fair journey towards it. And one of the biggest myths about retirement is that purpose will just show up. And whilst it did eventually for me, it wasn't just about waiting around for it. It was a fair bit of work I was doing in other spaces. For example, I was just researching things around retirement when I was trying to work out what I was looking to do. And there's an old saying in life, if you do nothing, nothing happens, but if you're proactive, things will amazingly happen for you. Because purpose isn't a switch, it's something you practice for, even if you're not subconsciously aware of it. So start now, build small routines, try new things. Don't wait for retirement to find meaning. Bring it into your life today, because when you find retirement, it'll be there for you, and you'll be living with intention. So guys, as we wrap up, what's the one thing you'd like to make more time for before you retire? Or what are you already doing in readiness for retirement? Or if you're already retired, how are you spending your days? Be sure to leave a comment in the box below, because I'd love to hear your story. And as always guys, if you enjoyed the video today, give it a thumbs up because it really helps the channel, and hit the subscribe button so you're up to date around all the latest offerings around retirement, travel and purpose. I'll see you in the next one guys, and bye for now.